the customer is changing and getting so used to and adapting to this type of frictionless, process as an industry. I think the customers are looking at us as an industry and going, hey, I think you need to do the exact same. So I'd like to kind of get your guys' thoughts and opinions on this as far as like how the sales process for dealerships is going to play out, over the next 3, 6, or 12 months. Ben, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that, consumers' behavior has changed. And I think with the automotive industry, I think what's going to drive digital retailing and online sales is consumer behavior. It's not going to be something that the dealers decide to do on their own without consumer support. But, as people switch or, adapt more and more the idea of buying things online, everything from groceries to, office supplies to whatever, um, the automotive industry is kind of the last beast to tackle in a sense, right? I mean, the idea of buying a car without going to a dealership is fairly new. I mean, if you look at Carvana or something like that, like they've been doing it for a few years, but in Canada, it's even more obscure than it is in the US. And I think that, it's going to, COVID-19 has kind of pushed consumers to look for options when buying cars, right? So people that need a car right now, if you're, um, a frontline worker and you're terrified of taking the bus anymore and you want to buy a car, how do you do it when you can't go to a dealership? Um, Ontario dealers are open now by appointment only, so you can go into the dealership, but I think there's going to be people that choose not to, and if there are options to buy online, um, I think now and even in the future, that's going to become more and more of a preference.
Well, even if they don't buy it all online, it's really limiting the amount of time I have to spend in that physical location. Like I just placed an order with Canadian Tire, which is for us
Mhm.
is kind of like Daniel. It's kind of like a Walmart. I've just got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I placed the order and I just showed up. I showed them my number, my name, and they just brought it out and I just paid for it and went off. So it's like I did have to physically go, and I actually don't. I'll be honest with you, I didn't mind driving. I've been in the house. I haven't wore shoes, guys, for 2 weeks. Okay, so like the fact that I could actually go out and drive for 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of nice. Put the windows down, crank up the radio. I was like, this is cool. But then I didn't have to go in and stand in line with 60 other people to get my purchase. I just really was able to pull up, tap, and kind of drive off at that point. So I think what it is, even for dealers, is that it may not be 100% online, but like how much of it can I do where I don't have to spend that 3.5 hours inside of a dealership